Hello there guys, Kevin here, back on another video, and today I'm going to do What If Deku Was Reborn part 28. Hope you enjoy it. Okay guys, before I forgot, the one named Jin is actually a dwarf, so keep that in mind and I hope you enjoy this part. So in last part it covered the aftermath of the attack on the capital, and King let Deku and his party stay in his castle for the time being, and Deku revealed that he have a unique skill that he teleport whatever he was to the king, and I think that's it for the summary. Let's begin this part. Few days has passed and everything seemed okay, everyone is rebuilding just fine. Then Deku and his group got summoned by the king. Deku is wondering what he want, so he goes see him. Then King tell him about the problem that they have right now. Deku tell him what is it. The king tell him majority of our weapon and armor got destroyed in the attack, and most of the blacksmith workshop got destroyed, and because of that the capital is in vulnerable state. Deku asks him what he can do to help. The king tell him flat out that he is the most trustworthy person that he know right now in the capital. That's why he giving this request.
Go to Dwarfghan. They are our allies.
Deku tell him you want me to go to Dwarfghan and ask them for armor and supplies. The king tell him
Exactly. The king of Dwarfghan is honorable man. Plus we have an alliance with them. So do you accept my request?
Deku nodded him gladly, sir. So Deku ready his staff and his group, and they go on the way to Dwarfghan. In the way, Bago asks Deku, what is this Dwarfghan place? Deku is basically the capital of demi-humans. I did hear it was governed by dwarf, but most of the citizens are demi-humans in other races. Bago tell him, demi-humans? Like that werewolves? Deku tell him yes and no. Werewolves are monsters, not demi-human. The difference between a demi-human and a monster is a demi-human look mostly like a human. They have just a bit of traits like animals. But monsters, in the other hand, are the opposite. They look like animals and they have few resemblance to human. Mainly they have arms and legs. And demi-humans are like in ranking. Bago tell him ranking. Deku tell him not all demi-humans are equal. For example, you cannot compare an elf to a cat person. In this world there are three dominant races. You have human, dwarf and elves. Every one of them have his own attribute. For humans, they can level up pretty fast, but they lack in magic power and mostly they can live up to 100 years old. But for dwarf and elves, they can live for a pretty long time. I don't know how long, but I think someone tell me they can live for 1,000 years old or something. I never confirm it, but that's what I heard. And dwarves excel in physical strength. Nobody can stand a chance against them in that domain. And elves are proficient in using magic, and they are literally born with high levels of mana inside of them. I think all of you know what mana is. I probably not, because I'm sure at some point they did play some video games or something that can have mana inside of their character. So let's go with that. Then Kamina tell him, but dwarves in video games or some manga are just blacksmiths or something like that. Deku tell him, well, you're not wrong, most of them are blacksmiths, but like any other race, they have fighters. But because of their long lifespan, after a while the fighter want to settle down and just become a blacksmith or become a teacher for the next generation. Then Kamina tell him, whoa, you know a lot of things, boss. Deku tell him, well, I did have my share of traveling in this world. Then Kamina tell him, what about Drake? You just mentioned that they have three dominant races, elf, humans and dwarfs. So what about dragons? Deku tell him, well, dragons are a whole other story. They are literally a living legends. I'm not gonna say they are gods, but they have the longest lifespan in this whole world, and they are born with extreme high levels of mana, and they are physically strong. So think of them all the races and mix them together and you have dragons. Then Bago tell him, dragons are OP, got it. So what's that make you? Deku tell him, pardon? You did fight a dragon and you are equal to him. So just what are you? Deku was confused and him, I think I'm human. Maybe. Then Kaminari start laughing, tell him maybe Deku is secretly a dragon and we don't know. Abadi start laughing, then Deku tell him when I grow wings I will tell you. And the journey take them almost a week to arrive. So when they arrive they are astonished about the view. It's nothing like the capital they stay in, but they are not on sightseeing. They have a mission to do. So they go to the gate, they introduce themselves and they go straight to the palace. When they arrive, when the guard tell them the king will see them in a private room because this matter is sensitive. Deku nod and thanks the guard. They lead into the room and when they enter, Deku go on his knees and he introduces himself before he can look at the king. The king tell him I'm Jin, the king of Dwarfgon. And please raise your head. We don't want the famous dragon to put his hand on the ground. Deku raised his head and he froze. Then Deku uttered this word in total surprise and shock. Blacksmith Jin? The king tell him, nobody have called me that since. Wait a second, this hair, it couldn't be. Izuku, is that you? Deku grabbed him, yes, it's me. You're still alive. The king do the same and both them go straight to each other. Then the king tell him, oh, you're still alive. Then Deku tell him, you too, I think you're dead like the others. Then Deku start crying. The king pat him, tell him, it's okay, my boy, it's okay. I know it's been hard on you. Then Deku tell him, wait, you're not surprised that you see me alive? Ray tell him, well, not really. Jin did tell us that you are from another world, and he did tell us that one day inside your world is 1 year for our world. But it was a long time ago and I completely forgot. I'm glad to see you, and you are dragon nonetheless. Jin will have been proud of you. Deku tell him, I hope. Then from behind the king, she asked him who is this young man. Jay explained who his Deku is and he's from another world. His wife is speechless. So other worlds still do exist, huh? Then the queen introduced herself. I'm Queen Xia. Nice to meet you. Deku nodded and nice to meet you too. Alright, these my friends, they're also from my world. Then Ray tell him, I'm glad that our little Izu have friends now. Deku is a bit embarrassed. Then All Might approached the king and he introduced himself as Toshinori Yagi. But most people call me All Might, so feel free to call me that. Then Jin tell him, oh, so you are All Might. I only hear great things about you from Izuku. I know he didn't mention it, but you're really an inspiration for him. During his training, he's always comparing himself to you. And Deku's face is beef red from embarrassment. All Might tell him, well, I'm glad to hear that, but I'm no longer a hero. I lost my powers. Then the king tell him, why don't you let our medic take a look at you? Maybe they can restore just a bit of your power if they can. But I'm not getting anything though. All Might accept and tell him thank you for everything. Then the king looked at Deku and tell him, well, about the king request. It will take us almost 2 months to finish. So you're welcome and your party to stay in my castle. Deku accept immediately. Then he tells Jin, so how should I address you? Like a king or like usual? It's a bit weird. Jin tell him, well, when we are alone, you can adjust me however you want, but keep it in a formal way when we are around people. Deku tell him, you got it. Then the king ordered a meeting. He announced the situation and gave the order to start building armor and weapons to the kingdom. After that, the king go with Deku to talk a bit. Then he mentioned his armor. Deku tell him, your armor is very durable. Thank you for making it. The king then don't mention it. Plus, I did get some dragon scale if I remember correctly, right? Deku tell him, yeah, you did. Quite a lot if I say so myself. I think you overcharged me a bit. Jin tell him, well, sure I did. That's a business, boy. I see opportunity to get some dragon scales, I snatch it. Then both of them start laughing. Then Kaminari and Baku enter the room. They join them. Then Jin see the armors. He asks Deku who made them. Deku tell him, well, you looked at him. Jin tell him, you made them? Deku tell him, yes, I did. But it took me almost a year to finish both of them, so I am not as good as you. Why did you look at them and give me your opinion on them? Jin tell him, sure, why not? Baku come in and take out the armors and show them to Jin. After the inspection, Jin tell him, oh, these are really well made. And you are the one who make them? Deku nod. Jin tell him, well, I can affirm that you are a master at craftsmanship. Sure, you are a bit slow if this took you a year, but nonetheless, they are masterpiece. And I see that you copy my style, right? Deku smiled, tell him, yes, I did. Because I like the way the armor look. And it's super comfortable and durable. And guess what? Jin tell him what? These armors are made with dragon scale from the same dragon mine came from, and I think they are even more stronger than mine, because you know when dragons change scales, it means each time they change scale, the one they come after it is more stronger than the previous one. Jin tell him, yes, I know. They tell Deku, why didn't you build one for yourself? Deku tell him, well, this armor make me remember the time I was training with you guys, and it made me feel nostalgic. And I don't have the gut to power with it. You guys made it for me to get stronger with it. So until it break from my power, I will keep using it. Jin smiled and tell him, you did not change, huh? Deku smiled at him, never. Then another person entered the room, and it is Jin's son. Deku asks who is this? Jin tells him it's my son. His name is Sai. Deku get up and give him a hand, tell him nice to meet you. His son did not shake Deku's hand and tell him yeah, nice to meet you. Jin yelled at Sai, then apologized to Deku, tell him, my son didn't really like strangers. Then Sai tell them, indeed, I don't know anything about you, so I have to keep my guard up around you. Deku tell him, well, what do I have to do to earn your trust? Because I know there's always a payoff. Sai smiled and tell him, well, fight me, because there's no other way to show the true feelings. Deku smiled at him, right now you speak in my language. Jin was against it, then Deku told him just let it be. Jin reluctantly agreed and prepared an arena. The word quickly spread out that Sai is going to fight Dragono, so there's quite a crowd. Both of them get ready, then Deku uses his skill appraisal. He see that he is level 95. Deku is impressed. He's the first demi-human that he is level 95 is going to face. Sure, he's no match for Deku because Deku is level 305, so he's leagues above him. Both of them got in their stands and they started fighting, with Deku heavily holding back. During the fight, he started getting off guard really quickly because Sai is using some type of method that Deku never seen before. Each time he fight, his attack appear from behind Deku or from above. Deku didn't understand how he can do that, but he's enjoying it. Sure, not as much as he's fighting Drag, but nonetheless, he's enjoying it. After a couple minutes, Deku just ended and win the fight. Sai fell on his back and Deku gave him a hand to get up. And this time, Sai took Deku's hand. He tell him, whoa, you are really powerful. Deku tell him, well, I was trained by the best. And him looking to Jay. Then Sai tell him, so my father did train you? Deku tell him, no, his friend did. You see, I'm what you're called an otherworlder. I'm from another world, and I have the ability to travel between worlds. Sai is shocked, then he tell Deku, why are you telling me this? Deku tell him, well, this is my son of me trusting you, with a smile on his face. Sai smiled back, and that ends that. Then everybody returned to their normal routine. Then Deku asks Sai, what types of ability do you have to fight like that? Sai tell him, what do you mean? Deku tell him, during our fight, you attack me from behind me in your magic spell. But you are in front of me, so how can you use magic like that? Sai tell him, by using Mana Zone. Deku tell him, Mana Zone? Sai tell him, yes, it's a technique created by the elves, my mom's race, and she taught it to me. Then explained the way Mana Zone work. Then Deku started going into his nerd mode again, thinking of the possibilities of a Mana Zone. Then Sai started laughing and telling him, do you want me to teach it to you? Deku jumped at the opportunity to him, yes. And Deku started training how to use Mana Zone. And I think I'm going to stop it right here. Hope you enjoyed. If you do, drop a like and tell me what you think of it in the comment section. And if you're not around here, consider subscribe and peace.